And
So I'm telling everybody.
hello and welcome back to the Millions of the Boss podcast, where we talk about mindsets and methods to making more money in your business. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about connections. Of course, we're going to be talking about connections. So that's covering everything from networking, who
Yep.
you align yourself with for your business and your life in general. I mean, connections are just a common part of your everyday, even more so as a business owner.
Yes.
So we're just going to be digging a little bit deep into that.
Yes.
So, first things first, I mean, let's just get the basic stuff out of the way. We know it, but it's worth another statement. You can't grow as a person, as a business owner, as a whatever, if you are just staying to yourself,
Very
if you were just doing everything inner. Connections are so important. We are here to learn from each other. We are here to collaborate.
Mhm.
And you can honestly be missing out on your blessings, on some more money, on some resources that you need,
Yeah.
on some support systems that you need,
Yeah.
or even missing out on the opportunity to be there for someone else if you are just staying in your little corner in your little room. Okay?
Yes. And you cannot hide under, I'm an introvert. You cannot hide under that. There
Lies,
really-
because I was an introvert. You know who helped get me out of that? This one right here. Did I ever tell you that the event you invited me to? Like I was so scared.
Really?
You guys know our story, right? Long story short, she hit me up on Instagram. She's like, "Hey, I'm having these events. Girls like us need you to come speak." I'm like, she didn't see my face. I'm like, dying on the inside, right? Made myself do it because I knew I was an introvert. I was a shy person. Made myself do it anyway. Literally changed my life. Literally changed my life at my grown age, at my big age. So I'm not trying to hear this. Oh, but you can do that because you must not be an introvert girl. I was.
Yeah.
Get out the zone.
And in fact, and right back to her. So Brittany is the ultimate networker. I know we'll get more in deep. So when we go to events and different things, we're like, "Come on, let's talk to these people." I'm more of a, I just sit back here. Oh, you're gonna, hey,
No, give yourself some credit. She's
you
doing it too.
go out. So yes, we bounce off of each other, but you cannot hide or continuously tell yourself the story of, I'm an introvert, so I'm going to sit still, be quiet, don't want to be around people, don't want to get on live, don't want to speak to nobody, don't want to speak. You can't tell yourself that.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to underscore that.
Just no excuses. No excuse. If you want something to change, first of all, stop telling yourself this negative thing.
Right.
I'm an introvert. Okay, if you were, don't continuously tell yourself that you're an introvert. I'm too scared to get on live. I'm too. When we first started, was that not the most awkward thing in the world?
Very awkward.
When we first started doing our Matters of Boss lives on Instagram, but we did it and we got through it. Even with this podcast, just working through that anxiety of, oh, what we going to say, and the production part of,
Are we
oh,
gonna
we
mess
posted
up?
it. Oh my gosh. Get through it, and that will no longer be your story. It's literally just on the other side of whatever fear that is. And something as important as connection is like you can't afford to just stay in that box.
No, not at all. Especially when you are trying to grow your business, you got to talk to somebody to do something, to make something happen, right? When I think about connection, I think about Issa Rae. Y'all know Issa Rae, right? And she said something in an interview when she was being interviewed. Excuse me. She was like, sometimes we're so busy trying to network up to the higher people who are already there, that we don't take time to network to people who are alongside us, right? So we want to talk about how the network to the people that are on your level field, and then how you guys can all rise up together. And if you don't know much about the story of Issa Rae, like when she first started Awkward Black Girl, a lot of those people were her friends.
Yeah.
A lot of those people, even till this day,
people in her own proximity.
Yes, her own proximity. She used a lot of her friends and her people to help do what she's doing to become where she is today. And she does not forget them in this moment. So when we're talking about networking, yes, I think it's great to aspire to even show other people how you can be of service to them that are higher up, but it's also more impactful to network and to connect and to collaborate with people who are on the same wavelength as you, and you guys can grow together to that next level, just like how Issa Rae did in her story. And if you don't know it, maybe you could do some research and you can learn more about her story there. But for the sake of doing it aside, it's like Brittany does something really cool, but she does it in a way of integrity where it's beneficial and it's not no one losing about bartering. So if you want to go in a little bit on how
Absolutely.
bartering, how that can play out in connections and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me preface this by saying, don't offer bartering without the intention of exactly what you want to get out of it. Like, in other words, don't use it as I just want to get something so bad, or this person doesn't want to pay me, so let's just do a barter or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't let it be in the replace. Don't let it replace money when you really need that money.
Correct.
Don't let it be like just a safety zone for you when to get away from like a sales conversation. So I do want to preface it by saying that. But if you know somebody who has something that you need that you could really benefit, that's going to up level you, and they obviously need something in that same respect, why not partner and barter services? That is a beautiful thing, especially in today's day and age. You know, it's all about the content. It's all about who you know. It's all about the recommendation. If it's equally beneficial to barter, same level of service, same quality of service, same value of service, why not do it to get that step that you need?
Yeah.
Why not do it? Don't be afraid to do that. And, you know, again, getting out of this it's only about money mindset. When you also look at what you offer as an actual valuable currency. That's what I was talking to Shy about off camera just the other day. I recently did a barter thing with one of our Made Herself a Boss girlies. Shout out to Mariana.
Hey, girl.
I don't mind name dropping because she's excellent. I felt good. It was really my first time doing a barter thing like that. And it felt good that someone valued getting over my own insecurities. I still have to go back. But that someone valued what I had so much that they were willing to receive it for an expensive service that they offer. And it just felt so good that I'm not second guessing myself. I'm not downplaying myself. I'm not being desperate for a sale. I'm not being desperate for her to give me what I need. Like, no, what I offer is of value. And, you know, I'm not usually uncomfortable with the sales call, but for some reason that was just a click for me. What I offer is of value. I can use this as leverage.
Yes.
Leverage. So
where did that confidence come from?
It came from, honestly, it just happened in a moment. It was another one of those things where, you know, just hit the button anyway. Because you have to get over that. And it's a lesson into no matter where you are on your journey, sometimes things just don't click into that moment. Like me being comfortable doing money transactions with people. Why was I not before this using my services as a point of leverage to get something else that I need?
That's good.
So that was just like, it was an aha moment for me, like 2-3 years into the game now. And it felt so good. You know, it benefited her. It benefited me. We're going to continue on a relationship. I made sure to, when you do barter, still have things in contract, right?
Yes.
Still have some sort of documentation highlighting the value of what it is that you're doing, making sure that both people are adhering to their part of the barter. You know, just to make sure it's all stated there. Because once you barter, you don't always have to just do that with that person either. Money will be exchanged later. In this particular instance, you know, I need this, you need this. Let's just work together.
Thank you for highlighting the fact that to still have it on paper.
Oh, absolutely.
We cannot tell you guys the amount of lessons we've learned about being on paper. But for you, if you take more than just this part, but definitely, no matter if it's free, paid, whatever, that it is all written out and both parties have signed it to agree, no matter what the circumstances. We still make our volunteers sign a piece of paper. No matter what the service is, make sure it is written down and it is plain and black and white.
You have to. I mean, you probably saw the same meme too that was going around. Even if you're doing something for free, even if you're doing a favor for a person, still send an invoice. Just subtract whatever you're taking off so that they know how much you're worth. Never underestimate your worth, even when you're doing favors.
Definitely. I love that. And when you're continuously networking, think about who in your industry is around the same area, time, or whatever that you're in, and how can you guys even come together to impact more people? You don't all have to do the same thing. You guys can you guys can serve the same types of people in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you guys come together to make a bigger impact on that person? Right. So I'm gonna use the example because Bree is always right here. Bree is a videographer, photographer, Mocha, she does the makeup, Mariana, she does the eyebrows. What if they came together for a media day? And I'm strategy. All right. What if we all came together for a media day serving business owners? We all serve the same women.
Mm-hmm.
We do it in different ways. Why couldn't we have an event where some women come to get all their media stuff done? They got a way to get shoot. They got a way to make their eyebrows right, their makeup on right, their outfit's going to be good. And then they now know how to use what they got from these ladies to maximize their income. You see how that was a big collaboration and we were all serve the same people in different ways? Why is that not something that you can do? So start thinking outside of the box. Who can I network with, collaborate with, who serves the same people that I do, and we can come together to make a bigger impact that impacts our pockets and impacts the lives of others. So I want to challenge you guys to think as you are getting these connections and growing these relationships, because these are relationships that we have with actual people, that you're growing them and you're taking care of them, to come up together to do something great. Not only does Brittany know my work ethic, so she's more prone to be like, you know what, I'll do it because I know how she rocks.
Mm-hmm.
We know how these ladies roll in their business. So it's not a thing of that I'm showing up more, but we're showing up powerfully together. What's that Neil song? I'm a movement by myself, but we're a force, we're together.
Oh, I like that.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. You just sparked some things for me. So I'm gonna pose this in a question that we can both answer. What do you think some hesitations are besides shyness? What do you think some hesitations are with why people don't want to partner linearly, like amongst their friends, amongst other people? First, what comes to mind straight off, people don't like to share customers, even if you're servicing them in a different way that the other person is servicing them.
That's lack.
For some, that is lack. Some people feel like you don't want to share customers for some reason. Secondly, sometimes, especially if it's a friend, you feel like just as much effort is not going to be put in as if you were working with a stranger who you're trying to make a good impression on.
Yeah.
I've heard before, and I work with my friends, but I have heard before, don't hire your friends, can mess your friendship up, can mess up the money. But I think like we said before, if everything's written out and the expectations are there, you don't have to worry about that.
Clear expectations.
And we should, if it's someone that we know, we hold them of any importance in our lives, we should want to show up better. We should want to show up better, and I can even say that to myself. I'm a little bit like, girl, this such and such happened, just because I know I'm like, all right, well, just do this, just do that. But no, like, we should rise to the occasion. If it's for people or with people who we value in our lives, we should want to do extra for that. We should want to further solidify that partnership or that relationship when it comes to working close. So like, what are your thoughts on that? And do you feel like people have fears around working linearly or with their friends for those reasons?
Yeah, I definitely agree with your reasons. I do think there is fear and lack before the decision is made to why or why not. I also think about something I think you said, the work that's being done, the work ethic, and knowing that if I'm collaborating, are they going to have the same work ethic? And then sometimes I think on us, we think that, well, I'm trying to get to X level, so why am I going on the same playing field, which is lack-minded, right? I should just be trying to collaborate with those, not realizing that the people who are already at the top are looking at you. Well, why aren't you using the resources that are around you?
Right. Well, what's wrong with you where you are not even working with them? Like, you're not even trying to take over the space, not take over or utilize the space that you're in right now. Right. Why should I let you into this?
Right. And they're looking at that. No one's thinking about that perspective. They're looking at, why are you not utilizing what's there and you guys coming up together to join forces with them? So I think it's perspective, yes, but I do think it's fear and being lack-minded why people are not looking across. And sometimes the small percentage of what they don't know, I'm not realizing, oh, shoot, I should be working with you. I should be working with that. I think it's also the awareness part, but I also think a lot of the fear, underscoring the fear and the lack-mindedness to why I'm not. Because we're always thinking, let me go up, 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 and not across. Because when you go across and perfect and do great, you all can go up together because the word is bigger. Referrals, people are seeing it. It's a bigger impact.
Right. People make money within their circles.
Yes. And another example that I had at work, another example is that, I don't know if you guys know Maya Elois, Markwell, I forgot his last name, and Marcus, right? They are three brilliant entrepreneurs who serve their clients in three different ways that came together to do for a challenge to impact more people for a weekend. They came together. Maya, known for messaging, Markwell, known for marketing, Marcus, known for monetization. They came together for a 5-day challenge, right? They're still in their perspective brilliance, but they came together. They had it was so many people there have a free challenge, and then offered them the best way for you to work with us as a team, 3 people as a team, is to come to our impact weekend, whatever their weekend is called. I'm sorry, I made it up. Whatever that weekend is called, so that we can work with you directly on your messaging, your marketing, and your monetization strategy. That is a huge example. They worked aside. They didn't go up. They worked aside, came together, and it had a bigger impact.
They were literally a force together.
Yes.
And the impact that the customer gets when you collaborate. So we talked about bartering and stuff, but the impact that a customer gets when you collaborate on something is so much more.
Yeah.
You know, it could be the decision between the yes or no. Yes, I want to invest. No, I don't want to invest. Because now there's more being offered to them. It's not taking away anything from you at all. If anything, it's expanding. If anything, I want to continue to rock with that person because they provide really good resources. They're going to lead me in the right direction, whether it's with them or with someone else. And I'm not going to forget that.
And you're also subconsciously showing that my light can shine and theirs doesn't have to dim.
Exactly.
Which is the biggest thing. Like, we all can shine and we all can win. So that's why we're saying the right connections can lead to the right currency. And you're trying to make it CC. But
you always try to make a word play.
You know, I be trying. Don't always work out that way, but y'all get what I'm trying to say about it. But we'll be right back to have more conversations on the right connections after this break.
Yes.
The Bossy Picnic is back. The #1 picnic experience for women entrepreneurs is back in Delaware, and as usual, we want to celebrate the moneymaker in you. This is your chance to enjoy a curated picnic experience with other powerful and driven women entrepreneurs for an unforgettable afternoon of community, conversations, celebrations, charcuterie, music, and more. At the Bossy Picnic, you'll be surrounded by women who are just like you, unapologetic and growing their businesses. Get ready to build relationships that inspire, shift your mindset to abundance, become aware of gaps in your business, and do something about it, all while enjoying a beautiful picnic experience. Use the link to learn more and register below.
Hey guys, welcome back from the break. We're going to jump right back into the conversation about how important it is to make connections. So I think another struggle or another reason why people might hold back from it is because they don't know how to make the right connection. Not everybody is like the one that you should put the most effort into.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. I think about when you think of connection. So we'll make the scenario up. You're at an event, guys. Imagine with us, you're at this event and you're talking and you're meeting people and you're vibing great, right? So you meet somebody that's worth furthering the connection to. So my thing is, you ever heard of these virtual coffees or virtual whatever teas, whatever you like, and you're hopping on Zoom or whatever, and you're having just conversations, a get to know you type of thing, right? No more than 30 minutes. And you're trying to see, are we even in alignment to further the conversation even deeper?
Right.
So I'm thinking about characteristics. I'm thinking about their morals and values, learning more about who they are and whose they say they are in that conversation to know if it even makes sense to further the connection. And when I mean further the connection, I mean, how can we impact each other in our businesses? So once you feel like, okay, the morals and values are aligned, the characteristics, it's a vibe, we're talking, we're laughing, I'm respecting the person, all the things, right? Then I think about how can this go align into my business, right? So is, do we have some traction, some connection in our business? Like maybe we do serve the same audience, but we serve them in different ways, right? So I'm just not going to bring, you just don't bring anybody in your house, right? No one should know where you lay your head at, right? So the same thing for your business. You test them out. Y'all go on a date a little bit. So that in business, in my perspective, can look like, well, let's do a live together. Let's do a live together and see how each other's communities, correlate.
I got her message,
together.
y'all.
Because it's a thing. Like, I don't want to be connected to a person that's not into alignment with who I am and what I want to do in this world.
Right.
That's a big thing. And that's a lot of times we make mistakes off of desperation doing that. So back to the process. So let's hop on live together, right? We'll do a live together to see how that is doing it. This podcast, we protect our podcast. This is something that is a sacred space for us. So we're not just going to let anybody in our podcast. So say the live went great, right? The live went amazing. Let's do a podcast swap.
Right.
Let's expose each other in a great way through a podcast.
Let's allow you to interview me.
Yeah.
Did I mean to say the word interview? Is that a good way?
I mean,
interview.
You can say interview. Get to know.
Feel the vibe.
Feel the vibe.
Feel the vibe. Allow you to feel my vibe too, and make sure that it aligns with you, because I do know about you. It is equally it's equally important. I think it's very telling, even with anyone in your life. Like, do they value who's in their circle? Do they value who's around them? Do they value who they work with? I don't know about you, but I kind of don't feel as valuable in a spot that just lets any and everybody in. I want to be held, my business, myself, my relationship, to a certain regard that you're going to respect it and value it and treasure it the same way that I would do you. And if you're someone who just seems like they just let any and everybody into this club, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it may be dragging you down, even when it just may not be the right thing for you. And there's nothing okay. We can, we're all cordial to everybody.
Yeah,
we're all great associates with everybody. But when it comes to like your core people, are you just letting any and everybody into your circle? I like to feel like I'm where I belong.
Absolutely.
You know?
I agree. And a podcast swap could be like that great next step. Now, as you are doing that and the vibes are still great and you guys are nurturing that relationship, then the most prized possession to me, my marketing calendar, because now I'm letting you into my audience. And because my audience trusts and respects who I am and who my brand is, who we are and who our brand is, that they know we're not just going to put anybody in front of them. So we may be able to do like an affiliate situation where I'm promoting for you and you're promoting for me on different things that you have going on, whether it's an event or a program or a freebie, for you to get access to my community and vice versa, right? We'll do a swap like that. And that's the most prized possession, because I'm not going to let anyone, like Bree said, just walk up into my community and think that this is anything. So that is how you can further the connection along the way, as you are growing that. And even along that way, doing checkups. Hey, is there anything you need support around? Hey, how are you? Oh, I noticed that it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Send a card in the mail. Just things to build the connection and grow it. But as far as making sure that your business is in alignment, those are some of the steps that I would take just to make sure that person is a great person, for you and for your business as you guys are furthering. And not only does it put you in front of their audience on how you can serve them, it does it for them as well. And it's equally beneficial to both parties.
I like that. You gave some really good, tangible, I'm going to go do that, kind of tips. Yeah. And I think it really plays into, like you said, I hate to sound bad, but are you the type of person, your work ethic and what you represent, is that the type of person that I would want to put in front of my audience? Like, a lot of the friendships that I've made, not even in my industry at all, but if you have something that could do with a customer that I'm dealing with, I'm going to refer you. Yeah. Because I know you and I know your quality and I know what's important to you. I'm going to refer you to.
And that goes long.
To my people. And that goes long. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. So now going back into like how you can make those connections.
Yes.
I have some funny ways, right? I think they're kind of creative.
She's the queen of these things.
So at least 2 or 3 really good friends in business and in personal life that I have now. One day I just put I put like a ad out on Instagram. I really did. I made a post. It was a really nice picture of me, and it said in the caption, "I'm looking for new girl boss friends."
Literally,
And I put like a little. You can still probably find if you scroll back enough. I put like a little description, like you need to be supportive. You need to understand the ups and the downs of entrepreneurship. Speak life into each other. All these things, and the way that they responded in the comments. People were dropping their names, other people's names in the comments. Like, oh my God, did I really put like a Craigslist-ish ad out on Instagram? And women truly responded. And that let me know how many other women out there want that connection.
Yeah.
And why are we not getting that,
Yeah. That's so good.
But that's been so good. And I've bonded really close and have worked with literally all 3 or 4 of those ladies who like it continued with after that. That's so amazing. I implore you to just be transparent sometimes. Look, if you're looking for some new friends or connections, just put it out there sometime. The ask is okay.
The power of the ask, as Bree says.
The power of the ask. And just even another tip too, if you're someone who kind of struggles with the follow-up, because are we ready to talk about the follow-up? Because I feel like that's its own conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The importance of the follow-up. Don't make a wonderful connection with someone at a networking event, at Starbucks, at whatever, and then you just never talk to them again because your follow-up game is weak. And I get it. Life be life, and the conversation was so strong at that moment. Maybe you don't know how to reignite it.
Right.
But it's important. What was the purpose of you going through all of that? Yeah. And what are you missing out on by not continuing that really good connection that you made in that moment? Yeah. So since we're dropping tips and tricks, what I like to do, especially if it's somewhere where we're all dressed really cute, I will take a selfie with the person.
She does.
I will tag them and send it to them. And now I'm fresh in their DMs. We can just continue the conversation from that.
Yeah.
Or if, I don't take a picture, it's not a glam moment like that, that's okay. I'll ask for their information. I will proceed to send them a text message or email, whatever in that moment, just so that they're literally at the top and I can remember to go back to them. Yeah. And we can just continue whatever conversation that we were already having. I literally just did that the other weekend with the makeup artist.
Nice.
And, doing these things preliminarily, that's not the right word, but doing these things right away can help break that ice later.
Yeah.
Can make it easier for you to circle back and actually nurture that connection that you just made, because the follow-up can be difficult. Why do you think that the follow-up is so difficult?
Because people don't want to do it. So you know me with the facts. So your follow-up, whether it's in sales, whatever it is, we are programmed to say no. Like we're just programmed to say no, even if it's what we need. We're just no, thank you. It's typically from the 8th to the 12th time you will receive a yes. So if you're only following up one time, whether it's for the sale or the connection or furthering the connection, nothing's really happening, y'all. It's the consistency of your follow-up in that. But for the sake of this conversation of the connections, it's what Brittany said, doing the DM tip and trick. It's sending the email. It's if the connection was you guys exchange numbers, sending a quick text message. Hey, I had a great time at such and such event. I would love for us to go to get some brunch. We don't love brunch and mimosas. I mean, I do. You know what I'm saying? Give me some food. I'm always there. So think of how can you further the conversation that way, and doing and in that conversation that you further, because you had a brief preliminary conversation at the event that you guys met at, it can be working on those steps to see how you guys can do it. Sometimes I know I said virtual coffee, but it could be a brunch. You know what I'm saying? It could be those things as you're building, but continuously the follow-up in the various of ways that you can do so. Right away, a lead is only hot 48 hours of the actual connection or whatever has transpired. So if you only have 2 days to make sure the connection is still going, within that 2 days, a text, an email, a fire signal or something needs to be going out so that you are engaging back and forth to truly build a relationship. And sometimes connections may turn friendship versus relationship and business, which is still great. You still built a connection, right? A relationship that can last. for a long time. But you have to continuously do your follow up. I remember Brittany started doing one time when she was out in events. She would get their name and their email, and because in that automatic email systems, automatic email will go out. I had a great time meeting you at X. I would love for us to set up X, Y, and Z.
I did do that. I literally
Brittany needs to follow up.
Experiments
That's
and stuff, right? I literally made a little section of my email list, specifically for people who I just met out and about.
She had a whole little sequence, and she's laughing, but strategically, that is smart because in that sequence, it was thanks for meeting you. It was here's a little bit about myself. It was when can we meet again?
I forgot about that. I need to do that again.
That is follow up. That is a brilliant strategic follow up, whether her networking was for clients, her peers, or where her next level was present. Just saying.
I really did do that. And that's really good. Just going back to kind of what we said in the very beginning, don't let it be an excuse. Don't let it be an excuse. Because sometimes I'll just straight up forget. Sometimes life be life. And like, I know myself. If you know yourself, find ways to work around it. Don't be a victim of whatever that version of you is. I need to do that again.
Yeah.
Because that automation did so much work for me. And then I just go check my message and they responded back to me.
Right.
You know? So yeah. Work around it and get creative.
Get creative, work around it. Don't let yourself fall into the excuse and stop telling yourself the stories of I'm an introvert, I can't, I won't, I should have. Stop telling yourself that story. Tell yourself something new to see a different result. And also what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on doing better, guess what happens? Better happens for you. Mm-hmm. So I know before we round out, even though I think Brittany touched on it, we talked about your inner circle. And your inner circle can be your friends or sometimes it includes your colleagues. However, the saying, birds of a feather flock together. Yes. Or I forgot who says it, but you're the
sum of the
5 or 4 people that you're consistently around. So who are you around on a consistent basis? Are they dreamers? Are they doers? Are they ambition? What are they doing? What are they saying? Even the words that come out their mouth, it can be reflected into your subconscious. So we want to make sure that you guys are taking a deeper look. Everything is deeper, y'all. Because if you want more money, everything gets deep.
It does.
But who are those 5 or 4 people that are in your inner circle or around you? What are they saying? What are their actions? What are they doing? And not saying that people have to be perfect. No, we are not saying anyone needs to be perfect because we are not perfect. We got our bad shit with us too. But we're saying that who are the people that are consistently working on themselves, giving themselves grace, not allowing you to stay stagnant? Like, what are those people doing? And are those people consistently around you? And if not, let's do some work. Let's do some inner work. Let's do some work on who's around us. Because we want to make sure that the people around you are consistently pushing you to greatness as well.
Right. It has to be aligned. One more thing. I think as we just keep talking, we keep thinking of things, right? What word came to my head, like an assumption that some may have, the word clicky. Clicky, whether it's your personal circle, your work circle, whatever. Too clicky. So let's just debunk that really quick. People will assume it's clicky when you see the same people working with the same people all the time. When if you try to get into the inner circle, maybe you just sense that, they already have like a really good bond or a really good work relationship or whatever. And I kind of feel like the outsider. If you switch the way that you perceive that, it will make you rise to the occasion. So when I see those scenarios, I see a person who has standards for who's around them. I see a person who wants to make sure that who they are around is aligned to them. And they just don't want to let anybody come mess that up. Yeah. And if I wanted to be in such a circle that I feel like would benefit me and I would have something to contribute to them, I would want to rise to that occasion. Also, clicky, don't think clicky. Think, like I said, just standards. Like I pride myself on being a friendly person. I have standards for like my friendship group though. I really do. Like I would be so friendly to everyone. I care. I'm an empathetic person, but I have standards for my friendship group. I don't like stingy people. I don't like people who are shicey to others. You don't even have to be doing it to me. I don't want to see that that's your character is very important. Work ethic is very important. How you want to show up for yourself and how I see you treat other people is very important to me. And some may think that that's clicky, but it's just having standards. I think if we all have a healthy amount of standards, a lot more things in life will be understandable to you, and it will make you want to rise to the occasion.
I mean, standards and boundaries is all we need, right?
I just want to, because I'm thinking of all the things that I hear that people make excuses for not working with such and such and such. And all these things could be easily debunked if you change your perception of that situation.
Ooh, girl, I know we keep saying one more thing. I keep thinking about the posture up. And because of what you just said, sometimes it has everything to do with us, the mirror effect, right? And we project those negative things or those sayings because of what we really do desire, and we don't think we can have it. So we're projecting out, oh, they're this cliquey, or I don't want to work with them, or those things where we should really be having the standard of excellence in our friendships, in our workships, whatever the ship is, relationships, and for that. But because we are not doing that inner work, we're projecting it out and we're posturing up. You ain't got to be the mean girl. You ain't got to be the mean girl at the event. You know, you can sit with us. Like, it's okay. But I do think it's something like everything goes back to that inner work, that mirror effect. When you see something that you can't formulate and put to words, so you're projecting out what you don't have. And you're making it out to be a negative thing, where it really is changing the perspective of what it could be and raising your standard, but dealing with your inner stuff because of things that have happened to you or have experienced. I've heard time and time again that I've had bad, not me, but I've heard women say, I've had bad experiences with women groups, women this, women that. You know what I'm saying? So healing from that and knowing that being in environments such as Made Herself a Boss, our community, that's not something that we play with or play lightly too.
Nope, we surely don't. We surely don't.
Integrity is our core value. Community then comes next. You know,
accountability. Be teachable person. Yes, you were, girl. If you hear our off-camera conversations, as you were talking, I was also hearing the aspect of, you know, having those bad experiences or thinking that these other people are or whatever, not having the spirit of being teachable, coachable, able for your friends to be held accountable. That's another big thing for us too. We like to surround ourselves with women who are not afraid to hold us accountable when we're flipping.
That part. Tell us about ourselves, because we need to hear about ourselves. So yeah, all of those things matter in the right connections, whether it's personal, business, whatever it is. We want to make sure that you guys have a well-rounded point of view of all of these things. Now, before we end, right?
Because we got to end it. We can have this conversation all day.
Yes, we got to end, go to the next episode. But before we end, we want to make sure that you guys are writing us a review. What does this review do? It helps push our exposure to so many other women who need to hear these conversations and be challenged in their thought process so that they can make more impact in their business and in their lives. So yes, you have a part to play of impacting other women. So don't be stingy with this greatness, this business gospel. Write us a review. Do your journal prompts. Your journal prompts are intentionally there for you to rise to the occasion and continuously challenge yourself and your money. So make sure you are doing your journal prompts and share this. Subscribe, please subscribe, share and subscribe. And then I guess until that, we'll see you on the next episode, my good friend.
Bye.